So we are in chapter 9 of the Ashtavakra Gita called Detachment. Ashtavakra said, opposing forces, duties, done and left undone. When does it end? And for whom? Considering this, be ever desireless. Let go of all things, and to the world turn an indifferent eye. Rare and blessed is one whose desire to live, to enjoy, and to know has been extinguished by observing the ways of men. Rare and blessed is one whose desire to live, to enjoy, and to know has been extinguished by observing the ways of men. Seeing all things as threefold suffering, the sage becomes still. Threefold suffering means what? Let's see, what could it mean? You can feel like the body is suffering. One can be the body level suffering. Second can be this suffering felt because of some emotions which are coming up, guilt, regret, remorse. The third can be mental suffering. The mind is saying you are unworthy, you are never getting your freedom. So this kind of suffering, actually all of them rely on this mind interpretation. But when the sage is saying threefold suffering, he's talking about generically how different types of suffering can be experienced. Seeing all things as threefold suffering, the sage becomes still. Insubstantial, transient, contemptible, the world is fit only for rejection. Insubstantial, transient, contemptible, the world is fit only for rejection. Sometimes these words might seem too strong for you. It might seem like we are putting the world down or something. You see? But maybe sometimes, because Janaka was a king, maybe he had to hear these words from Ashtavakra, because when sometimes the attachment to something is high, or the feeling of meaning in something is high, then sages have to use strong words to neutralize that, to come to our openness, to our neutralness. Was there an age or time men existed without opposites? Leave the opposites behind. Be content with what comes. Perfection. To be content with what comes is what we were talking about yesterday, is that in this openness, in this allowing, everything is allowed to be just what it is. Now sages like Buddha and now Ashtavakra have used the term perfection for this. But it is not our mind's idea of perfection. It is just to see what is, just is. You see? Because sometimes when we use the word perfect or perfection, there can be the sense that once I am just allowing, then everything should become, like my master said, everything, we have this expectation that everything will become chocolate flavored. Everything will just become goody goody and nice. It doesn't have to be like that. In this openness, the play of the world can continue. Sometimes sublime, sometimes terrible. But to see it as just what it is, just an appearance which is coming and going, that seeing is perfection. The greatest seers, saints and yogis, agree on very little. The greatest seers, saints and yogis agree on very little. Seeing this, who could not be indifferent to knowledge and become still? You see? So ultimately we have to drop even all this, all the words, all the pointings, everything to be dropped, and to just remain empty, open, still. As Bhagavan said, to throw away the thorn at the end. But remember not to throw it away at the beginning. You see? And this reminds me of a point. We must stop, and it's not a rule or something, it's my advice, that we must stop all these Facebook debating about Advaita and saying, you are right, I am wrong. It is not helpful at all. The sages said the greatest seers, saints and yogis, themselves they agreed on very little. So seeing this, who could not become indifferent to this? Forget it. Everybody is using concepts to describe their experience. And unless someone has come to you and said, please share with me what is the truth as you see it, you don't have to go down knocking, barging down people's doors and tell them that what they're thinking is wrong, what their concepts are is wrong. We don't know anything. So become indifferent to any concept that we might have. Become free from this. One who through worldly indifference, through serenity and reason, one who through worldly indifference, through serenity and reason, sees his true nature and escapes illusion, is he not a true teacher? So, what is the test of the true teacher? That one who has come to the true recognition and achieved serenity, come to this space of openness, allowing. So what is the sage saying? Forget about all these words and who's saying which concept. Nobody, even the greatest sages, have not agreed with themselves, with each other in the past. Therefore, then in the mind of the seeker, the question can come, then what am I supposed to do? So the sage says, find this one who through worldly indifference, through serenity and reason, sees his true nature and escapes illusion. Is he not a true teacher? In the myriad forms of the universe, see the primal element alone. You will be instantly free and abide in the self. Myriad forms, this realm of appearances that we speak about, what is the source of these? What is the pristine element, the primordial vibration, the immaculate conception? Everything else has phenomena for its parents. Everything else has a cause. Everything else is an effect. Can we see this? All that is appearing and disappearing is subject to cause and effect. You see? What is that which is the primal cause? The primordial vibration. Stay with that. See for yourself what that is. See the primal element alone. You will be instantly free and abide in the self. Desire creates the world. Renounce it. Renounce desires and you renounce the world. Now you may live as you are. See, the last line is very important. He said, desire creates the world, renounce it. Means what? Our ideas of what I should have, what's in it for me. Renounce this, what's in it for me. Renounce desires and you renounce the world. All that you need to do is stop believing this idea, what's in it for me. Stop this idea of getting something for this me. And then he says, now you may live as you are. What does he mean? That life will continue to flow as it is. So that was chapter 9.